Friendships require a willingness to learn, a willingness to love, and a willingness to let each other be.
Love, life, and lots of meaningful chats. Welcome to Z's Thoughts.
A beautiful welcome to you all, family. Thank you so much for stopping by. I am Zagita Machaka, and this is Z's Thoughts. So, yeah, man, we are back at it, and today I want to talk about something different, and that is friendships and how I relate to the topic of friendship and how really, let's just do this. Let's just do this. So when it comes to friendships, just to dial things back a bit, I feel that I had a great struggle of being able to make quite good friends in the beginning, due to the fact that I changed schools quite often. So whenever I would get to a new environment, a new schooling environment, I would firstly have to get used to my new peers. I'd first have to get used to my new peers, from that, and then create friends. And the time whereas I'm about to actually have a good friendship or find someone whom I feel that I could be well acquainted with, then next thing that happens is that yeah. Next thing that happens is that I have to move. It was something that happened quite often in my childhood, and I think in that sense, it just made me to even build up walls even more, because I'm thinking, soon enough, I'm going to leave you. So why even try to make something more valuable out of this? Why even try to put myself into this so much if already I'm going to lose you in one way or another? So yeah, as you can hear, I have a backtrack, but we're going to focus. So yeah, then I decided, no, I didn't decide anything. What am I saying? Then I got to high school, and with high school, I was so set on the fact that I want to stay in one school, I want to stay in one environment, and actually get the chance to just get to know myself in one space, get to understand who I really am, because I feel that with the moving so much, I got to not really get who I really am. Like, if I'm at in a stable environment, like, what kind of person would I be? And because when you're a new person, you have to bring up a facade of, okay, being quiet, because you literally don't know the place, and there's so many things that you don't open up yourself to because you're still new. So I had to have always build up that wall and build up that kind of situation, that kind of setup for myself. Then I finally got to high school, and I had a chance to be around the same people. And I must say, it was the greatest part of my life, that I ended up also getting some friends, and I got people who I related so much to, people whom I saw so much of myself in them, my sense of humor, my sense of thought, my sense of belief and values, and I saw how I really related to them. And also I'm always the person where I'm not good with groups. Like, I'm not good with having, like, okay, this is the scheme, we all work together whenever, we all do this, we all do that. I really love the freedom of being like, okay guys, no, I'm going to be with whoever today, I'll be chilling with whoever, that kind of a freedom. So a lot of groups that I've seen, and the groups I never really made it through with really fit in. And obviously when you're young, you see it as like, okay, what's wrong with me? Why am I struggling to fit in so much? But I don't want to fit in. And I've had lots of those encounters when it comes to friendships where, okay, sharp, you're out of our group, and it just never really worked out for me. So with coming back to high school and making this group of friends, and I really got a chance to feel free. And with the friendships that I made, I feel that with each of the people that I became friends with, I saw myself grow in a particular space of my life. So yeah, I really made quite great friendship. I built quite great friendships in high school that I'm still like bondanga, like we still good, we still happening, still popping. I built the greatest of friendships when I got to varsity, and I was just like, girl, you'll be popping. You know how to make friends like that and last, And even with that space, I had so many different friends and so many people, like, from different spaces that I'd be able to interact with. And I really adore and love that freedom of not having to just stick with one group and forever be with one group. Like, dude, it's not my age. It's really not my age. So yeah, reason why I'm saying this is that friendships really build so much of us, and one thing I struggled the most with is having walls. It's having a whole, let me protect myself, let me keep you there at a distance, and before you hurt me, let me protect myself before you come along and hurt me. So it was just always that thing that I'd always be willing to help you, but I wouldn't really want to be helped. I would need to be helped, but I wouldn't want to be helped. And that went on with me so much that when I finally had friendships that were set, and friendships that wouldn't end in just 3 years or 2 years, I had to realize that it requires me to go deeper. It requires more. And that's what friendship is. Friendships require depth. Friendships require vulnerability. Friendships require a willingness to learn, a willingness to love, and a willingness to let each other be. When friendships grow and years go by, you tend to find that you also get to grow as individuals. And one friend of mine actually mentioned this, and I was so touched with it, that we need to, as friends, we need to be able and willing to allow our friends to be. And I'm not saying, hey, friend, Choma, go and do what I no. But I mean that if they are growing and they're changing maybe in a way, we need to allow ourselves the space to be. We need to allow each other the freedom we need to allow ourselves and our friends the freedom to develop and to be. You know, when you develop new interests, when you develop a new way of talking, when you develop a new way of being, and I'm on a spectrum of that. Once you love someone and once you put someone into your space and into your life, you so much so are able to put them in a cocoon. Be able to keep wanting them to just stay the same so that it doesn't change, and you feed off of them whatever that you feed off, and it remains so perfect and beautiful. But with life, with growth, with friendship comes change. As much as life changes, so do we as human beings, so do we develop. And the quality of friendship is seen in how, even with the developments and changes of life, we are still able to keep the friendship and mature as friends. Not be toxic into each other's lives, but allow each other to grow and to be. I feel that it's something I'm also learning, that let me being a friend not keep you from the great person you're meant to be. Let my mindset of you not keep you from being a person that you could have grown out of and become beyond. In friendships, there's freedom. In friendships, there's love. But love sometimes requires tough love. It requires us to be real with each other and to be there for each other. And agree with friendships, because you are growing, you are learning each other, you're learning about yourself even more. How do you react to things? What kind of a friend are you? And I think that we need to also reflect on that as individuals. Like, you know, because it's always about the business of reflections. But I feel that I've really loved the friends that I've made, and also most importantly, one of my first friends that I made was my family members, my cousins, and that in itself just created so much love and such a space where you learn to be. And this is just going to whoever it is out there, that don't forget to be yourself. Don't let the limitations that we put on you define you. You know, you are still free. You can still be. Hey. I am Mizaki on Instagram, just by the way. So man, thank you so much for stopping by and tuning in till the end. I am Zagita Machaka, and that's been what is on my mind. Please do comment down below and let me know what's on yours. Much love and God bless.